Hey everybody, ThrewRedButter here, back again with another beer review, back again with a beer from a brewery that sadly does not distribute to my state anymore, hasn't done so for a while, but in those cases when breweries don't distribute anymore, like one-offs will show up a couple times a year, this is one of those cases. This is a beer from Alesmith Brewing out of San Diego, California. This is a take on their world famous Speedway Stout, which is an imperial stout. This is a barrel aged version. Where to go? With coffee, vanilla, and cinnamon. 12.67, very precise, percent ABV. This is the Alesmith Brewing Barrel Aged Speedway Stout. Can we even see that? It's a hard time showing up on camera. Coffee Cake Edition. And descriptor, there we go. Indulge in this barrel-aged version of our Speedway Stout, inspired by one of our favorite coffee treats. This luxurious imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels boasts locally roasted coffee, velvety vanilla beans, and a hint of cinnamon. Savor the decadent aromas and creamy mouthfeel on every sip. We will try. Yeah. So again, Alesmith used to distribute here. The Speedway Stout was a mainstay. Alesmith IPA, like the Speedway Stout variations, I think were, at least at the time, many moons ago, they were localized to just California. I'm not sure how far they got out in distro, if they even got out in distro. So seeing this, had to pick it up. That is just pouring jet black. Actually maybe a little bit of brown coming out as well. Look very thick. I'm fiddling with a new arrangement, so I'm going to keep switching back and forth. So yeah, don't lose sleep over it. Alright, so the appearance on the Speedway Stout barrel-aged coffee cake version. It was pouring mostly black out of the can, but it was, you could see through it, so it was kind of brown coming out. But sitting in the glass, we are black as night with a finger of light brown head. Actually looks pretty frothy. It might stick around for a while. Barrel-aged Speedway Stout Coffee Cake Edition. That's a lot to say. Let's get an aroma on it. I'm just going to call it Coffee Cake Speedway. Get a little bit of bourbon, nothing too big. Coffee is the biggest component on the aroma. Got some on my lips, not yet. Little vanilla, little cinnamon. Everything is there, but it's very subtle. Very, little pitter patters of every promised ingredient. There we go. More cinnamon and coffee there. Maybe it's just my left nostril that's working. Smells like what it's promised to be, but very, again, subtle. Sorry, I'm not a thesaurus. I'm not sure how many other ways I can say that. But the taste might yield something different. So let's get a taste on the barrel-aged Speedway Stout. Coffee cake. Jesus, memory's going. Coffee cake Speedway. However we want to say it. Cheers. I love cinnamon in my beers, especially my imperial stouts. Tons of cinnamon here. It's a cinnamon bomb, I am very happy to say. Very good there. Also behind that cinnamon, touches of sweet sticky bourbon. A lot of oak on this one. Yeah, it's really the cinnamon and the bourbon are the most dominating flavors. Not really sure if the vanilla is really showing up here on the taste, but it's got a lot of great base imperial style qualities. Especially a lot of roasted coffee notes on this one. This isn't. I don't think it's Russian imperial. I don't think so. I'm not really getting a lot of darker fruit, dark cherry kind of characteristics on this one. This is just straight up imperial style base, which is really big and malty and coffee forward, in addition to the coffee they put in there. A lot of roasted notes, too. Maybe in the second half, the vanilla picks up more. It's much more prominent on each sip. Wasn't there in the initial one. But what is consistent throughout on every single sip is just the cinnamon. Again, it's a cinnamon nuke, which I love. So when I picked up the can and I saw it was made with cinnamon, I was really hoping that that cinnamon would come through. And it is here, huge, and here to stay, and I love it. Yeah, cinnamon and malty, and I'm getting some wood and oak and some bourbon, but the barrel isn't as big as I would like it to be on the taste. It's not really imparting a lot of barrel character, even though it is giving some. And not really a lot of bourbon, but it is there. So, like the nose, which was faint on some flavors, some of that has transferred over into the taste, specifically the bourbon and the barrel and the oak and the vanilla. But the cinnamon is huge on the flavor. So if you like cinnamon in your stouts, then you're going to love this one. And so I love this one. So yeah, that cinnamon is just here to stay. Body is nice and thick and viscous as a huge 12% plus imperial stout should be. It is right there. Tinges of alcohol and booziness here and there, but it doesn't deter the experience by any means. The body just coats the mouth every single sip, but doesn't completely destroy the palate. So in that sense, it's very drinker friendly to imperial stout veterans. This one can be sipped on over the course of an hour or so. But for me, again, the cinnamon, I can just go at this one full pace, and I would enjoy every second of it. Yeah, huge, big body. It makes a sipper out of the person drinking it. So it's just a big beer. It lets you know, take your time and savor it. And trust me, I will. So, final score, final verdict, final rating on the Alesmith Barrel-Aged Speedway Stout Coffee Cake Edition 2024, as it says on the can. 12.67% alcohol by volume. I love that. I do wish the bourbon and barrel character were huge and prominent on the taste. They were very subdued on the taste and the nose. Like I said, some of the flavors, the coffee and vanilla, were subtle on the nose and subtle on the taste. Cinnamon was subtle on the nose, but huge on the taste. So, I mean, for me, it's great because I love cinnamon in my stout. If you love cinnamon in your stouts, this one you'll forgive the fact that a lot of the flavors didn't really show up as big as they could have. But as it is, I mean, I think it's great. So because of that, even though the flavor I love most was most prominent and the other stuff didn't really show up, it's going to stay out of the nines. It's going to stay out of elite territory, but it's going to get there as close as you can possibly go. So I'll go 8.9 out of 10 on this one. Very tasty. 8.9 out of 10 for the Alesmith Brewing Barrel Aged Speedway Stout Coffee Cake Edition. Very nice. That's going to do it for me through Red Butter. Till next time. Cheers, everybody.